Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. I'm Hello Good Game, and I'll be your host within today's Magic the Gathering Arena deck guide video. We'll be breaking down the latest and greatest historic Brawl deck. What? Hello Good Game's playing Brawl, and historic Brawl at that? Very interesting. If you want to support the channel, of course, you can always like, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member, hang out with us live on Twitch, and of course, join the community Discord, which is all a lot of fun. Looking forward to not only breaking down the deck list in depth, discussing each and every individual card, all 100 of them, discussing the strategies and synergies, allowing you, the viewer, to play the deck effectively and efficiently. And then we'll wrap up, after the gameplay footage, we're going to demonstrate this. But then wrapping up, like I said, with our final thoughts, deck review, and where we can go from here. So thanks again. I really do appreciate it. And let's take a look at the latest and greatest historic Brawl deck. Interesting. Am I even saying these words right? Historic Brawl. Interesting. So a little bit of a story here, how we came to do this. I was going to play Standard Brawl. I was like, you know what? I asked the community what we're doing, and they're like, well, Standard Brawl hasn't had a lot of love lately. And I was like, okay, let's do that. So I make this really cool Bant artifact list, 100 cards in his Standard Brawl, and then I realized this is a 60 card format. When has that changed? Has it always been 60 cards? Have I ever played Standard Brawl? All these questions come rushing through my mind, to which I know the answers to not a single one. However, we pick ourselves up from this defeat and we say, hello, historic. And with this being said, we have remodeled the deck for what I believe to be quite a good build. We had a lot of luck today. Some really exciting gameplay footage to showcase after today's deck tech. Maya's in the studio, wants to get a lap in really quick for you. Woof. That's how quick this deck goes. So, we're going to break down the deck list here for you. Tocasia, Dig Site, Mentor, pardon my pronunciation, for 4 mana within Bant colors, right? So we do have green, white, and blue available for us to build the deck around. It's a 4/3, and creatures you control have Vigilance and the ability to tap to Surveil 1. This will allow us to look at the top card of our library. We can choose to leave it there or put it into our graveyard. 9 times out of 10, we're filling our graveyard, right? This is a recursion-based deck for the most part, thanks to, well, first off, her own ability for 8 mana, exiling the Mentor from the graveyard, returning any number of target artifact creatures, artifact cards with total mana value 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate at sorcery. So it is a little tricky because you will have to leave her in your grave once she's removed, right? She is your commander, so when she's removed, you're going to have the option to put her into your command zone to recast her for 2 additional mana, right? Or we can leave her in the grave to activate this ability, right? And then, of course, once she's exiled, she'll go back to the command zone. So it's a little bit different than what you may be used to. However, you're probably putting it to the command zone to replay unless you have 8 mana to activate that ability right away, okay? So again, filling the grave is the name of the game. Stacking up artifacts is what we'll be doing. On the back end, it'll be worth noting Brilliant Restoration for 7 mana at sorcery speed, returning all artifact and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, right? And this is why we like to surveil everything that we don't currently need for the specific situation we find ourselves in to the grave. We'll get it back in mass later with the Mentor, with Brilliant Restoration, okay? There's things in between, but those are the 2 main ones that we're focusing on, right? So with that out of the way, let's just get right into it. We'll go through the deck card by card, starting with the 1 and, 0 mana. Mox Ember for 0, legendary artifact, tapping it to add color among any colors for legendary creatures and planeswalkers that we control. Obviously, the Mentor is a 3-colored creature, which will really help, and there are plenty of other legendary creatures in the build here as well. We have the Skrelv Defector Mite for 1, a 1/1 with Toxic 1, can't block, it can pay 1 Phyrexian white mana, so, either a white source or 2 life. Choosing a color, another target creature you control gains Toxic 1 and Hexproof from that color until the end of turn. Nor can it be blocked by creatures of that color, right? So, it's protection and evasion, which is really nice. We also have 4/1 Ovaya Poshri Sage Lifecrafter. Oh my lord, HGG, please read a book. 1 power, 2 toughness, can pay 3 tap, creating a colorless servo artifact creature token. We can pay 5 and tap to create an XX colorless construct artifact creature token, where X is the number of creatures that you control. So, this is quite nice for us. It just consistently can put out value, utilizing our mana pretty, nicely throughout that mid-range game. And to be played early is, pretty decent as well. Again, it is a legendary, which helps turn on the Mox Ember a little bit as well. We will also be utilizing, on that same note, a single copy of Plaza of Heroes, add 1 mana of any color to cast a legendary spell, and then add 1 mana of any color from among legendary permanents that you control, right? Aside from that, we can, talk about some of our other 1-drops here. The Esper Sentinel, it's a 1/1 artifact creature, which is quite nice for the deck. And whenever you whenever your opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless they pay X, where X is equal to the Sentinel's power. Some removal through the Betrayer's Humiliation. 1 mana. I really do need to hear other people pronounce these cards to get them right. Target creature permanently loses all abilities, then Humiliation will deal damage equal to the number of creatures that you control, right? So, this is phenomenal. You can just kind of nuke their commander, if you will. Swords to Plowshares. For 1 mana, instant speed. Exiling target creature. Its controller will gain life equal to its power. Typically, we'll do this on our opponent's creature, but in a terrible situation when your creature's already being removed and they have nothing, yeah, sure, exile your own creature, grab some life. Wash Away. Countering target spell that wasn't cast from their hand, aka the command zone. Looking at you, commanders. Of course, you can cleave it for 3 to counter anything. Witness Protection for 1 mana as an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green-white citizen with base power and toughness 1/1, called Legitimate Business Person. This will keep their commander in play, so it's not exiling them to the command zone to replay it. It just kind of locks it down, which is nice. The A-Haywire Mite is here as an artifact to control our opponent's The One Ring. Of course, when it dies, you gain 3 life. You can sacrifice it, exiling target non-creature artifact or enchantment. Into our 2-drops now. Oswald Fiddlebender for 2, a 2/2 with Magical Tinkering, paying 1, tapping, sacrificing an artifact, searching your library for an artifact with mana value 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value, putting it into the battlefield, then shuffling at sorcery speed. The Surge Engine for 2 as a 3/2 artifact creature with Defender. Pay 1, it loses the can't be blocked. Pay 3, it becomes a 5/4 if it doesn't have Defender and has lost that ability, right? It gains can't be blocked, loses Defender on that first one. And then finally 6, only activating it once and then drawing 3 cards, which is very nice. And then, of course, once you've done that, if you need, you could sacrifice it with the Fiddlebender and then bring it back with the Emry, which we'll talk about here in a second, right? So it's really nice. I know it says that you can only do it once, but you can remove it, replay it, and do it again to keep you going, while also grabbing, now a 3-drop artifact, which is cool. So the Stasis Field, much like the Witness Protection, but for 2 mana, enchant creature. It has base power of 0 and 2, has Defender, and loses all abilities. Disruption Protocol is a counterspell, paying 3 mana at instant speed or tapping an artifact that we control. The Gorger can help ramp and control the Grave for 2 as 0/3. When it taps, add an oil counter. When it gets 3, it gains +3/+0. And again, when it taps, you'll exile a card from a graveyard, and it taps to add mana of any color. Sten Paranoid Partisan for 2, a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, choose a card type other than a creature or land, aka artifact. Spells you cast of the chosen type will cost 1 less to cast, and we can pay 3, exiling Sten, returning it to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. The Signet for 2, an artifact, adding 1 mana of our commander's identity. the Cloud Steel Hearts for 2 in tapped, choosing a color as it enters and then tapping to add that color. Mazemind Tome for 2, tapping to scry, paying 2, tapping, drawing a card. Each time it taps, put a page counter on it. And when you accumulate 4, remove those counters and exile it. And if you do, gain 4 life. Maya's back in studio here. We have the Mightstone for 2, tapping to add a colorless mana, paying 1, tapping, sacking it to draw a card. The Reckoner Bankbuster for 2, a 4/4 vehicle artifact that crews for 3, entering with 3 charge counters on it. Pay 2, tap it, remove a counter, draw a card. If you remove all of the counters this way, create a 1/1 pilot that crews for power 3. And of course, you will also create a treasure, which is quite nice. We have the Tablet of Completion for 2 as an artifact. Put an oil counter on it to tap. You can also tap it to add a colorless mana once you have 2 oil counters. And then finally tap with 1 mana to draw a card if you do have 5 oil counters on it. Into our 3 drops now. Urza's Silex, legendary artifact. I think this is out of the way now. Nice. Paying 4, tapping, exiling it. Each player chooses 6 lands they control. Destroy all other permanents. Activate only at sorcery speed. And when you do this, you can choose to pay 2 additional mana. If you do, search your library for a Planeswalker, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Annex Sentry as an artifact creature for 3, 1/4, toxic 1. Enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or less until it leaves the battlefield. We can almost always take their mana rock, just like we have in the deck. And of course, we can lots of the times just take a token permanently, which is really good as well. All right. Now, finally, to Emry, Lurker of the Loch, a really important card within the deck for 3 mana, 1 power, 2 toughness. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control, which is fairly common. And when it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. Furthermore, we can tap it, choosing an artifact card from your graveyard, and then we can cast it this turn, which is really nice considering that we have all the surveil, all the self-mill. This allows us to grab stuff from the grave to play it, which is quite nice. Metallic Rebuke with Improvise, again, being reduced by the number of artifacts that we have. We can use them to tap to reduce the generic mana. For 3 mana, instant speed, countering target spell unless they pay 3. Psy Master Thopterist for 3, 1/4. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 Thopter artifact with flying. Furthermore, you can pay 2 to sacrifice 2 artifacts, drawing a card. Sacrificing artifacts is fine because, again, we can bring them back with Emry. Keep this in mind. We may also need to sacrifice something that will kill us, like the One Ring. Semblance Scanner for 3 is a 3/2 artifact equipment with Reconfigure 1. When equipped or itself, creature does damage to a player. If it's a non-token, conjure a duplicate of that into your hand. So if it itself does damage, you're going to get another copy of it into your hand. If it's been reconfigured or equipped to a creature, you're going to get a copy of that creature into your hand. At the end of the day, that's just good value, right? It's endless scanners, potentially. Urza's Power Stone Prodigy for 3, a 1/3 with Vigilance. We can pay 1, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you've discarded 1 or more artifact cards, create a tapped Power Stone token. This ability is triggering only once each turn. Really nice because, again, we can, grab all those things back from the grave multiple ways, and it's helping us ramp now. Unctus, the Grand Metatect for 3, 2, 4 as an artifact creature. Other blue creatures you control have whenever this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Very good for what we're doing. Other artifacts get +1/+1. We can pay 1 Phyrexian blue until the end of turn. Target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types. So, you're getting the draw and discard and the +1/+1. Animus Mite for 3, but potentially for 1 at sorcery speed if you target a legendary creature you control. That creature will deal twice its power in damage equal to, target creature or planeswalker that you don't control. Rem and Realm Breaker for 3. Lands you control have tap to add mana of any color, so that's very nice. We can +1, have a land become a 3/3 with Vigilance. That's very good, because then we can attack with Vigilance and then tap it with the Dig Site Mentor. We can -2 to mill cards, which is good. and then grab a permanent from among them, putting it into your hand. And then finally, -7, you get an emblem with you may play lands and cast permanent spells from the graveyard, which is always great. Urza, Lord Protector for 3/2/4 artifact, instant and sorcery spells will cast for 1 less. We can pay 7 to meld Urza with the Mightstone, which we do have in deck. It's going to be the Urza Planeswalker, 7 starting loyalty, activating loyalty abilities twice each turn, which is doggone goofy. +2, artifact, instant, and sorcery spells you cast this turn cost 2 less to cast. You gain 2 life. +1, draw 2 cards, then discard a card, -0, creating 2 1/1 soldier, colorless artifact creature tokens. -3, exile target non-land permanent, which is crazy cool. And then -10, artifact and planeswalkers you control gain indestructible until end of turn, and then destroy all non-land permanents, which is really, really good within our deck. Of course, we do have the Mightstone down the line here as well for 5 mana. As an artifact, Power Stone, tapping for 2 mana for artifact spells and abilities of creatures. Or, and as it enters play, either draw 2 cards or target creature gets -5/-5 until the end of turn. All right, so we have the Karn Silex up next for 3 mana. As it enters the battlefield tapped, players can't pay life to cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. We can pay X and tap it to destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less at sorcery speed. Realm Breaker, the Invasion Tree for 3, paying 2, tapping it. Target opponent mills 3 cards, put a land card from their graveyard into the battlefield, tapped under our control. It gains if this land would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. And then we can pay 10, tap it to grab any number of Praetor cards, which is not really relevant for us here in the deck, but we do like that first ability quite a bit. The Staff of Completion for 3 as an artifact. We can tap it to pay life, destroying target permanent you own. Not usually necessary. Sometimes we'll do this on our commander if they're going to transform it, right? And just send it back to the command zone. We can pay 2 life, tap it to add mana of any color. We can pay 3 life, tap it to proliferate. We can pay 4 life to tap it to draw a card. We can pay 5 life to untap it. Alrighty then. The Celestus for 3 will start the day-night cycle as it enters. Not casting, turning it to night. It does always start on day, and then double casting, bringing it back to day. Alright. Either player can do this. We can tap it to add mana of any color. We can pay 3, tap it. If it's night or day, it will switch manually, regardless of your casting, which is quite nice. And then, of course, whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you're going to gain 1 life, draw a card, and then if you do, discard a card. Thran Spider for 3 as a 2/4 artifact creature with reach. When it enters the battlefield, create a tap Power Stone. We can pay 7 to look at the top 4, revealing an artifact card from among them, putting it into our hand, the rest in the bottom in a random order. Whirl of Invention for 3+X at instant speed with Improvise. Again, allowing us to tap artifacts to reduce the generic mana cost. Searching our library for an artifact card with mana value X or less, putting it into the battlefield, then shuffle. I love to grab the One Ring, but at the end of the day, you know, there's so many artifacts in here, it depends on the situation you're in. But of course, if you don't know what to take, may I suggest? The One Ring, 4 mana with Indestructible artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you're going to gain protection from everything until the end of, just the beginning of your next turn. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you'll lose 1 life for each burden counter on the ring. We can tap it to add a burden counter and draw cards equal to, which is pretty doggone goofy. Keep in mind, you know, this is going to kill you over time. You may need to remove it, sacrifice it, grab a 5 mana artifact. Looking at you, Oswald, and then replay it. Looking at you, Emry, with a reset burden total. Oh, yes. It's good. It is good. The Solemn Simulacrum for 4, a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. When it dies, you draw a card. Key to the Archive for 4, enters the battlefield tapped. When it does, draft a card from its spell book. I'm not going to go through it. They're all broken. Double turn is what you're looking for, though. Well, you know, it's just, there's so many things in here. Approach the Sun, like, it's all win con, baby. Destroy all creatures, an extra turn, counter spell, search your library for a card, destroy non-black, 3 damage to any target, grab their creature, destroy artifact enchantments, return from grave, exile, right? It's there. It's there. It's all way too good. So, you know, just grab the best card that you're given. Karn Living Legacy, 4 mana Planeswalker, 4 starting loyalty, +1, tapped Power Stone, -1, pay any mana, then look at that many cards off the top of your library, putting one of those cards into your hand, the rest in the bottom in random order. This is actually really good too. Confine the ring. You know, he's holding his finger out for a reason. Put it on. Put it on, dude. -7, you get an emblem with whenever you tap an untapped artifact you control, this emblem will deal 1 damage to any target, which is quite nice with all those power stones. Supreme Verdict for 4, can't be countered, sorcery speed, destroying all creatures. The Esika's Chariot for 4, creating 2/2 cats as it enters play. 2/2. Yeah, and then when it attacks, you get to create a token, a copy of a token that you control, right? Which is quite nice. We will also have Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh for 4 mana, 4 starting loyalty, reducing the activated cost of our artifacts by 2 for the first time. And then +1, drawing 2, then discarding an artifact. If it's not an artifact, you have to discard 2. -2, artifact's going to become a 4/4, right? Which is pretty cool. And then -6, you get an emblem with whenever you tap an artifact, you're going to draw a card, which really works well with Karn's emblem. Phyrexian Metamorph for 3 and a Phyrexian Blue, total of 4, or again 3 and 2 life. An artifact creature entering the battlefield is a copy of any artifact or creature on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition. So again, you know, this is kind of cool just to maybe grab something of your opponent. Who knows what they're playing, right? So it's always kind of nice to grab. We have Settle the Wreckage, exiling all attacking creatures that target player controls, and then they may search their library for that many basic lands and shuffle. Depopulate, sorcery speed for 4. Each player who controls a multicolored creature draws a card. That's us. And then destroy all creatures. Moving into our 5 drops, the Cataclysmic Gearhulk, 4/5 Vigilance. As it enters the battlefield, each player will choose an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among non-land permanents that they control, then sacrifice the rest. Oh yeah. Karn Legacy Reforged, a 5 mana, power and toughness equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts that we control. 1 ring, 4/4, portal 9/9, right? And at the beginning of your upkeep, you add a generic amount of mana for each artifact that you control. This mana can only be spent on artifacts and creature abilities, keep in mind. Until the end of turn, you don't lose this during mana steps and phase ends. Paradox Engine for 5. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. It's just groovy. We already talked about the Mightstone, tapping for mana, drawing cards, and potentially removing a creature. Into our 6 drops now, the Wormcoil Engine as a 6/6 artifact creature with Death Touch, lifelink. When it dies, create 2 3/3s, 1 with Death Touch, 1 with lifelink. Of course, they will be artifacts themselves. We talked about Brilliant Restoration. We now have the Thought Monitor for 7 as a 2/2 affinity for artifacts, reduced by 1 for each artifact that we do control, which should be hopefully 6. And then casting this for 1. As it enters, draw 2 cards. Jin Cataxis for 7. 5/5. Whenever you cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, copy that. Choose new targets for the copy. Whenever your opponent casts their first, counter it. The Platinum Angel for 7 is a 4/4 with flying. You can't lose the game, they can't win the game. Oh, yeah. The Cityscape Leveler, 8/8 with trample. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, destroy target non-land permanent that your opponent controls and create a Power Stone. Its controller will create the Power Stone. I guess you could destroy your own thing too if you wanted here, but that just seems goofy. You're going to Earth it from the grave. It's going to enter with haste and then self-sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. But, you know, an 8/8 with trample and haste is pretty cool. You can surveil it and then get down and dirty. And then, of course, the Portal to Phyrexia, a 9-mana artifact. When it enters, opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. And then at the beginning of each of your upkeeps, put a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield under your control, whether it's your opponent's grave or yours. And it's a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. Oh my gosh, we actually got through it surprisingly well, I think. The land is wild, right? Okay, so there's a lot of land here. The gardens can become a copy of an artifact with mana value X, pretty cool. Plaza can help us, you know, fix our mana base and protect our legendaries. Mirrex pumps out the artifacts, which is really cool. Inventor's Fair gains us life and can search for an artifact. We love it. The Hall can create Power Stones. The field can control our opponent's lands. The tower fixes our mana base. You're used to this if you're playing Brawl. The zone, you know, acting as a bit more removal for us. Mana fixing now through the headquarters all the way up to the wastes. And then we have a few basics along with our utility lands, right? We've got the Castle, the Empire, the Storm Giants, the Soaring City, Sanctum of Nature for the mill, plus token creation, Who Endures, and Castle for ramp, right? So a very aggressive deck, but it was a lot of fun, and today's gameplay is a ton of fun as well. So I've not played Brawl in a very long time, so I'm having an absolute blast. It's nice to get into it. I hope the video performs well. You know, if you want to help and see more content, like, subscribe, and comment. So, you know, the video does perform well. And then, you know, I'll see you back with the next one, hopefully, because I had a great time here. I hope you enjoyed. Of course, kick back, relax. We've got quite a bit of gameplay to get through now as well. And we'll meet back here afterwards and kind of talk about the deck and maybe where we can go from here. Cheers. Our opponent will be going first. We don't really have any 2-drops. The land looks good, but we could do better. This isn't great either. Tablet can push up and help us potentially get to a Karn. Alright, Sentinel's not bad on one. I'll tell you what, that's a nice off the top. Ossification, we get to draw. Garden's out, Tablet out, grab an oil counter. Enchanter. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. No. Absolutely not. This is not a blue no matter what we do. So this can come in tapped. And we don't have the artifact to tap either. 4 mana for our opponent. Here comes the Calyx for 3. +1 counter on itself. They can copy that ossification just willy-nilly. We could have 5. Right, that's not going to work well. Right, to play our dig site, we do need that green source. Do we just bounce Calyx for 4? I guess. I don't like it. I want to play the land, right? They could have protection. Land War Elves and then replay the Calyx. I'm just trying to get to a field wipe. Grabbing the Aura. Okay. Very good. What we should have done is played the Tome and waited 1 turn. Right? I'll just oil counter. We'll get them next time. We should have played the Tome, though. Counters go out. Wow. Pass over. You know, we didn't do anything last turn. Why would we do it this turn? How cautious do you think they'll be? Okay, this is very good for us. Getting 4 creatures. I don't think anything will save them here. They could bounce back to hand, I guess. No. That definitely does not work. Hexproof and indestructible from a non-targeted exile. Neither of those things are what you want. Okay, land and tapped. We need to just, what, counter Calyx again, right? Which is brutal, I hate that. Once this blue mana untaps, it's a lot easier for the double blue sources here. Literally both the same thing. It's one expensive Calyx. 7 mana Calyx. Sage is good. Good for 1. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferates. I think let's just go to Draw Town with Tezzeret. Either Tezzeret or Karn here. Keeping my removal for the Calyx. Draw 2, then discard 2 unless you discard an artifact, which we have the Mazemind Tome.
I can practically taste success already.
It's an artifact. Okay, okay. We could toss the slow land. Now, I might regret that later. Probably will. But it felt like a nice play. And then I get to keep the Mazemind Tome. I get to keep the Bankbuster. Oh, and they still have 3 mana here, right? Play a land, proliferate. Or play an enchantment, counter, then proliferate. Don't you dare. Well, no, they've already played their 1 ossification. They can't have another. Planar disruption. Can't attack or block. Wow. So we lose Tezzeret. That sucks. I hope I find another field wipe. You don't kill my Planeswalker. Have you lost your mind? Well, let's look for a field wipe.
Innovation has no limits.
This is a tapped land. So is this. Well, we're gonna still kill Calyx. I'll tell you what. This can be a green source. And we don't have a legendary creature. Or do we? Let's kill Calyx again. Oh, it has to target our legendary creature. We don't, not even just control, but target it. I was like, what? I thought we reduced this. All right, proliferating the companion. That is a 9 mana Calyx. Holy. Which they play. Wow. You're wild. It's a big hit. On 1 mana, Rune of Might for trample. Nice. 7 mana, or sorry, 7/7 with a draw. That's tough, bro.
See you dead.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna get you. This is permanent, right? Exile it, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Here comes Karn. Karn's a 4 mana.
I stopped one Virex invasion.
We're gonna make a Power Stone, which will get exiled, but we can use it.
Perfection.
We have Vigilance. That would block us, though. No attacks. Chillin'. Wow. We're in trouble. This Karn's Silex is literally the only thing saving us here. Never mind. Let's highlight Karn. We'll surveil. Land can go. No. You can have it. Oh, but they copy it. They copy it and then they take the... Oh my gosh. Because Calyx just copies Cast Out. And then they take the Silex. Oh my god. Jebaited! You've been jebaited! Jebaited! Chat. Just highlight the wrong thing. Always. When your opponent has like a decision to make, highlight the wrong thing. And they're like, oh, you don't want me to take this, eh? Oh my gosh. That pesky non-targeted exile. You just can't protect against it. Oh no, say it ain't so. I'll pay. I'm scared. That was beautiful. We almost got wrecked so hard there. Almost got absolutely wrecked. They had the answer. Bro hit the salvation so quickly he thought he was a god. Oh, but we know we a god after this pull. Thanks. Non-creature, right? Yeah, so we can't destroy their Calyx. But whatever they play, we can kill. Like they're going to play an enchantment or an aura. Reduction on auras. We just, you know, kill exile-based spells, right? They'll pay. I mean, he's a big boy already, right? We're gonna kill that. It's trample. First, we surveil. They can pay for rebuke at any, like, there's so much mana. And then we exile. On the audacity, getting rid of the trample. Gaining 3 life. Has 2 blockers. Here's my Sentinel. Another Surveil. Signet can go. Another Surveil. I'll allow it. Oh. You're strong. I'll still allow it. Ooh, hello! Can we do both of these? This is 4, and this is 4. Can I get an AO river? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a nice hit. Oil counter Adelphia. Pass turn. Naturalist is a go. Song of what? This is Dominaria card. Add mana. Put counters out. Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible. Holy Toledos. Okay. We have more Surveils here. Land goes. We draw a card. Hello. I get you, homie. I get you. Hit for 7.
Everywhere. Stand with us.
And turn. We're big chillin'. We have more Surveils. Good game. That's a 13 mana Calyx. Nice. That was pretty good. I didn't mind that. Cool. Brawl is fun. Our opponent will go first. I like the land. You know, it's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Emry is here. We're playing against an aggro deck, so let's just keep settle the wreckage. Elf Cleric. When it becomes tapped, create a 1/1 soldier with lifelink. What? Alright then. I see you, homie. My mouse is barsted. Oswald Fiddlebender is a go. 2/2. Pay 1. Tap to sacrifice an artifact, searching your library for an artifact with a mana value 1 greater than the sacrificed. At sorcery speed, it goes into the battle, then shuffle. Gala, 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 A. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, dude. No attack, no attack. We big chillin', we big chillin'. This is our 4th land for Wreckage. Do we just want to copy their soul? I kind of think we do, but let's hang out for a moment first and confirm. They could play something cooler. Hello. No attack, big chillin'. Fourth land. Curving. Orator? What? You gaining life over there or what, homie? They're gonna keep some of them back. This is at instant speed, right? And we don't really want to do it till 7. Do we want to bait them for one more turn? Yeah. Surveilling on end step. Not in a great spot, I'll tell you what. I would love them for them just to play their like best creature that I could copy. Baneslayer Angel, right? Eight damage down to 8. Do we block? I don't think so. I don't really want to lose anything. Surveil the land away. Surveil the creature away. Basically surveil everything. Unless it's a field wipe, field wipe, field wipe. Yeah, this is a good card. Soul of the Accord. Play an Adeline, bro. Actually, no, please don't. We're down to 8, which is pretty aggressive. Miss Maya's gonna get a run in. Alright, let's take our Surveil here. I mean, I don't mind it. Yep. We could have, I guess, surveilled with these two. Prior to. They go all in anyways. Hallelujah, be thy wreckage. Settled by thy name. Absolutely. Maybe they could give themselves hexproof, because I am targeting them as a player. There you have it. There you have it. That'll do it. Give the player protection. They phase out still. But without a second copy, we're dead. Right? It's not like we have 7 land or the Angel. And they're phased out, so the Mite's not active. Touche, touche. That was good. That's good. That'll do it. Right? Give themselves protection or themselves hexproof. Very good play. Does that go straight to exile? Oh, that's how good it is. Fairies protection for 3. So we're still taking 4 minimum. Okay, we're just going to return it to the battlefield. Getting like the attack is still dealt with. Can we please just top deck a field wipe? Four, 5, 6 down to 2. Why not? Emry with Battle Flopter would be cool. Instant speed it. All we needed was the 7th land. We don't need it because we have a Power Stone. Power Stonia! Welcome to the rescue!
Geometric.
You know? So good. That's so good. Rebound Adelphia? Exile target creature you control. Return to the battlefield. Rebound is cool. If you cast a spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves in the beginning of your next upkeep. You may cast this card from exile without paying its cost. That's crazy good. That is phenomenal. Now, please don't exile my angel or destroy it. Just leave me alone. We could top deck a Mite to protect it. Wow, we're at 2 life. We get the angel out just perfectly. Oh my gosh. Yes, baby, let's go! Flawless victory. Wow. So lucky. Karn makes the Power Stone and we grab it from the grave. Yes! Our opponent will be going first. We're going to keep 7. We like the land. Let's just scry for another land. Just making sure we hit a land drop. There's a colorless Ugin deck. Phenomenal. Yeah, we're just going to take it right away. It's a mana ramp for them, so get out of here. In an artifact-based deck, you know, it's really good for them. Again, they're just ramping more. Sai Master Thopterist in play. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Pay 2, sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. Alright, Living Weapon is a go. We're just going to take their token. So we're in tapped. Making our Thopter. Hitting for 1. Down to 26. They have gained a few life here. Ugin is a go. Ugin wins games. Destroy permanent or plussing 1. Grabbing a card, making a spirit. Now the Retrofitter Foundry in play. Alright. Land out. They'd get to keep their Ugin, right? We could improvise. Right, casting this for 3. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Artifact for 4. Grab the 1 ring. Slam that. Take our draw. And we don't have protection. But we do have it. And that's fun. And just, you know, maybe we'll wipe the field. Who knows? When it enters the battlefield, each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among non-land permanents they control and sacks the rest. So we're choosing the Thopter, we're choosing the ring, and we're choosing the... Oh no, that would not work. We would lose the ring. But maybe we sack the ring after it gets up to any burden counters, right? Farewell would be nice.
Ether itself serves me.
They're gonna get these draws. Good game. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the 1 ring, baby. Let's go. Unlimited card advantage. Alrighty then. So let's talk about the deck a little bit, not too much. I realized that, you know, the deck tech was 25 minutes, and that's kind of what we get with the Brawl deck. Like, you know, I'm not going to be, oh, here's a, you know, Bant artifact list. You send things through the grave and you replay them. Good luck. You know, I mean, I just feel like that's too basic. If you want to skip to the gameplay and you understand the deck perfectly because, you know, you're a god, absolutely, go ahead. But it's a complex game, and I don't want to send people into matches ill-prepared, right? So, you know, it's going to take a little longer to get through these Brawl decks. The 100 cards, you know, we're lucky that we got through it at the end of the day. But, you know, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe I could strike a middle ground somewhere, but, you know, it's all good. With that out of the way, to improve the deck, I don't know. That's all on you guys. To be honest, I don't play a lot of Historic or Alchemy. I get the Explorer cards, you know, and that's what we have a lot here. And but there's so many cards. And yeah, it's not to say we didn't go through them. We went through almost all of them. You know, what am I missing? I know, like, there's thousands of cards in this game at this point. So, you know, it really is hard to have them all burnt in to the memory banks. But I think we did a pretty good job. But it doesn't mean that we can improve it, right? Let me know what you figure, and then, you know, we'll go from there as a community. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member, join the community Discord. Come hang out, right? We're on Twitch almost every single day right now. We're playing, obviously, Magic every day and Baldur's Gate 3, which is a lot of fun. And with that being said, we'll see you soon in the next. Do take care.